Hey there cats and kitties, I am the Blues Man, Johnny Blues, and with this video I'll be discussing my thoughts on episode 1 of the anime series Death Parade, and this was actually quite an astounding first episode. I knew going back to when we first saw the PV released for this particular series that it was going to stand out as a very interesting, particular series, and this one definitely proved to be true, my prediction, so to speak, at least internally, my internal prediction. Basically, you're dealing with this husband and wife, they're newlyweds, and they end up in this bar, and you're like, what the hell is going on, much as they are, because they're basically being told they have to play a game with their lives at stake, and, you have the sort of patron or bartender, whatever you want to call him, Decim, or Decim, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, where he's basically very stone-faced, and there's no real leeway with his particular character as far as emotion or getting involved with these people. And of course you have the husband and wife just kind of freaking out, like, what's going on? We don't exactly remember how we got here and all this kind of stuff. And so via roulette, they're basically shown there are bodies behind the bar. If you choose not to partake in this particular game, that's probably where you're going to end up. And via roulette, they have to choose whatever game, sort of anything from bars, whether it be billiards or in this case darts, is the game that is chosen for them. So they have to play darts. They have 7 darts apiece, and the dart boards, very interestingly, show up in a sort of supernatural manner, I would say. And right then and there, I was kind of like, there's something otherworldly going on here, isn't there? And but I was still curious, of course, because you're basically shown that the dartboards are converted into body parts and anatomy. So if they strike certain parts of the dartboards, they will give pain to their respective significant other and such like that. If the husband hits, say, the belly region, the wife will feel the pain in the belly and everything like that. And we find out through the course of this, not only is she supposedly pregnant, but there's a question as to whether or not that's true by the end. Because this whole process is like a breakdown of their psychology, of the trust factor between them. It turns out the husband at the wedding, before the wedding was actually happening, he overheard a couple of her friends calling her Michi and saying that she was very sort of clever in that she, had suckered this doctor, the husband, into marrying her and all this kind of stuff. She's just after the wealth, and she's actually got somebody on the side she's still getting with. Very intriguing how the memories and the facts building up to where they find themselves are revealed as this process continues. And so there's a barrier of trust that starts to get, picked away at and chipped away at. And the reveal, I won't spoil how it all, plays out for you in this particular video because it's very intriguing, but I will say that they do find out where they are, how they got there, and it's something to do with a level of distrust between them. You might say infidelity to a point, but it's not, it's one of those things where it's so multi-layered. As the revelations occur, it leads you one way, then it leads you another way, then it leads you back again. It misdirects you as to what exactly is going on, to the point that by the end, at least for me watching this particular episode, I started to feel for those characters, or at least the one who was the, responsible for the least amount of lies and deceit and such like that. And you basically find out, yes, there is something otherworldly going on. There is something, it's not, it's in the title Death Parade, but I really have to sort of skirt thinly here with how I'm describing this so as not to spoil it for anyone. But it's more so about the redemption of the soul by the end of the episode. And I just found it really highly intriguing. I gotta say, too, the OP animation and music, as well as the end music and the end animation as it pertained to sort of the characters involved in this episode, I loved the music. I was rocking out to the opening music and everything like that, loving getting a look at all these very intriguing characters who I'm assuming will debut as the series, progresses within this otherworldly realm, if you will. And as well as the end piece, it was just it was almost heartbreaking because it depicts a level of joy and a level of the utmost hopes and wishes and dreams that these characters held within themselves on their magical wedding day and everything like that. And the whole episode is an exploration into how much of that really was fake, was real, was lies, was not what they thought it was and everything like that. And to that degree, it was heartbreaking. It was like the final nail in the coffin, watching that, end animation revolving around these characters and what built up to their happiness, and the reveal you get in the episode that not all was as it seemed at all, whatsoever. And so this episode rocked my world. It had me on the edge of my seat all the way from beginning to end, and I can't wait to see where we go from here. I'm very intrigued because we actually get a couple of the other characters within this otherworldly realm cropping up at the end of the episode, sort of applauding Decim, or whatever his name is, the bartender, for his efforts. Although one of them is like, that was kind of uncomfortable. I didn't sit well with me. And she is then told by the younger looking of the two, oh, you'll get used to it. This is something you'll have to deal with in time. So I guess she's new to this otherworldly realm, whatever may happen to be, and I'll leave that for you guys to check out for yourselves. It was just awesome. That's all I gotta say. So yeah, otherwise I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments below. If you've seen episode 1 of Death Parade, let me know what you thought of it, if you were as wowed by it as I was, and if you're going to be sticking with it or not. So otherwise, I hope you enjoyed the video and that it finds you well, and I'll catch you all later. Peace.